Hello people of YouTube, my name is Brad, this is my channel, I'm an Orange, and this week in 3D metal model news. Starting as usual, Fascinations, Peace Cool, there's really nothing new on either of those websites. I talked about everything new last week, playing catch up. However, I did look a little deeper. I actually went to fascinations.com and checked on the retiring models page because it's been quite a while since I've done that, and I discovered there appears to be 3 more models added to the retiring page. I don't know when they were added, and they're only showing on Fascinations. They're not showing on Metal Earth. Metal Earth just has the retired page. Fascinations has the retiring and retired, and even those don't always match up. But retiring, I'm seeing the 2 Vespas listed in there. The Vespa Primavera 150 and the Classic Vespa 125 apparently are retiring. So if you're interested in those models and don't already have them, I'm not saying rush out and get them, but you might consider getting them before too much longer. Some of the models that sell out or get retired disappear fairly quickly. A lot of them don't. Also, the checkered cab, which is a pretty old model, I believe. I'm not even sure if I have it. I may. Haven't built it yet, but the checkered cab has appeared on that list as well. So we have 3 models from Fascinations that are on the verge of retiring, or are retiring, not quite retired yet. So a heads up on that. Moving beyond that, there are a number of models that I have discovered since last news video that apparently I just didn't look deep enough. I missed them on my vacation. What I'm going to do at this point is actually start off where I would normally kind of end it, and that's with going over comments. There's one comment on last week's video that I want to touch on here because I'd already, well, it talks about models I may have missed. So there was a comment from, and this is a username, so it may not even be pronounceable. What I'm going to try, Sarah Nickus. Happy New Year. I've seen the new Peace Cool models in several stores now, but there are also some models that I'm not sure you've mentioned yet. These are mostly Ironstar Picture Kingdom, and I've only seen them on MMZ or Metalhead, so you may have missed them. The Ironstar Subaru rally car in red, blue, large, and small. And that was one of the models that I wanted to talk about this week. I did find that. I didn't find it on Ironstars, or I didn't find it in those 2 stores. I found it on Crazy Toy Store. So a couple of new models, not necessarily new this week, but apparently I missed over vacation, is that there are, it's like the same model. It's a Subaru Wrx Sti 2019. They have them in red and blue, and they have a large size and a small size. I found it on Crazy Toys before I even read that comment, doing research for this week's video. The smaller size, it's about $20 US on Crazy Toys, and I'll put a link in the description down below. The finished size is finished size is 10.8 by 4.5 by 3.5 centimeters, or 4.3 by 1.8 by 1.4 inches. Sheet sizes 22 by 11 centimeters, or 8.7 by 4.3 inches. There's 2 sheets, 4-star difficulty, and that's the information it has on that. Doesn't say how many parts to it, but they do look pretty neat and somewhat complex. Definitely the shapes that are involved in the Subaru. It's a respectable car. I'm not a big Subaru fan, but I do have some respect for some of those foreign import cars. Can be souped up. I mean, I drive Hondas. I like Hondas. I don't soup them up, but I love the cars, and they're always 4-cylinder stick shifts because I do like the performance of them. The same car, and I've got pictures from one of the 2 listings, and it looks to be the exact same pictures on both listings, but they also have the Subaru Wrx Sti larger size. I'm guessing it's the same, just bigger, same parts, same build. This one, finished size is 16.8 by 6.6 by 5.4 centimeters, or 6.6 by 2.6 by 2.1 inches. 2 sheets, these are 28 by 17 centimeter sheets, or 11 by 4.3 inches. Also 2 sheets, also 4-star difficulty. I guess it's just the same model, just slightly bigger. The sheets are bigger, and the finished model is bigger, so I guess they just made a bigger version of it, plain and simple. Going back to the comment, Sarah Nikas also mentions the windows and wheels do not seem to be metal, which I missed that. Then he also goes on to say 4 Ironstar lakeside Chinese architectural models. And I want to say that I have mentioned at least 1 or 2 of those in a previous video. I've talked a lot about a lot of different Ironstar architecture where they are like arts and crafts type stuff. So I think I've covered these, but I may have missed 1 or 2. He also goes on to say Picture Kingdom arcade and ice cream shops. I did completely miss these. They look similar to the MU's Art Tour models, and he says he's only seen these on Metalhead and Funny Model Store so far. And for those, if he hadn't mentioned that, I wouldn't have seen them myself. I went to, I think, Funny Model Store and searched through the Picture Kingdom category, and I did find them. So we have, they're both listed as the Childhood Fun Shop. I didn't see arcade in the listings on Funny Model Store, but you could kind of tell that one of them was an arcade. It's about $25 US on their store. Finished size is 6.4 by 6 by 8.6 centimeters. 3 sheets, 78 pieces, 2-star difficulty. And then we have the Childhood Fun Store. It looks like an ice cream or snack shop. I guess that could be interpreted. It may be somewhere in the Chinese that I did not translate that says it's an ice cream shop. Anyway, there's a picture of it. It's about $17 US. For this one, finished size of 6.8 by 6 by 7.9, 3 sheets, 70 pieces, and about 2 stars difficulty on that. So fairly easy models. Pretty colorful. They're kind of neat. I'm kind of interested a little bit in the arcade one just because I'm very much a old school gaming kind of person. Old school, not so much the newer stuff, but pretty neat. And then Zernicus goes on to mention the Transformers model, which I absolutely did see at this time, and I got some information on. I saw it on quite a few different stores at this time, and I've put links to all the different stores that I found it on. What we have is it's called Saber. I don't remember Saber. May not have gotten that far into the Transformers fandom. I mean, I mostly watched the comics back in the 80s when I was a kid. I never read the comics. I mostly watched the show, the cartoon, and didn't read the comics. But this one I found in several different places, mostly around $40, $42, $45 US. YMLO48 even had it listed as 780 grams of weight. I don't know if that's packaging and all or after it's built. Don't really notice that. Finished size of 20.5 by 14 by 16.5 centimeters, so fairly sized model. 6 big sheets, 349 pieces, 6-star difficulty, and one of the pictures is rather imposing. I'm quite impressed, and it also appears to have like removable parts, so I'm assuming they did it like they did with the Starscream model that I have back here behind me. Don't know if we can quite see him. He's just like barely off screen. So I've got Starscream over here, and Starscream has parts that kind of slide off. Like this one part of the gun likes to fall off if you're not careful. But there's this big backpack on it, and these things on the legs down here will slide off, and the fists are held on by magnets. So I'm assuming, I'm going to set this down over here. I'm assuming this model is very much the same. There's a picture of all the parts. Looks like there's a couple of different shields, some different swords, a gun, backpack and wings, kind of like Starscream. Really neat looking model. I'd love to build it. I'd love to build all the Transformers model, at least the older Transformers models, like the G1 type models. Really like those. Haven't yet. They take a while. They're kind of pricey. There's so much to build. I just haven't gotten to those yet. I'm going to have to add that to my list. So I am jumping around a little bit in this week's video. I recently put down the models that I found, and then I went and read that comment. I was like, hey, I have talked about some of those, I believe. Some of those I'm going to talk about this week, and there's one that I missed completely. So I rearranged the way I did it just to show that I did read the comment. And I decided to introduce, or at least carry on that way. There is one thing that I saw That's not a lot of detail on it when I saw it, but on the MU site, interestingly enough, on MU site, I didn't see anything about the Transformers model. I had to find that on Aliexpress. But I did see kind of a placeholder for a New Year series, but it didn't give any details. Like normally you click on it on the home page, it brings up a new page and it has stuff about the model. There was nothing there. So all I know is it's a New Year series and like a picture of the models, which I'll share over here for you to look at. And hopefully there'll be some more information soon, so I'll try to keep an eye on that. I will say that makes me think we are coming up on the Chinese New Year, which I believe is February 12th, so we're a little less than a month away. I did notice looking through Aliexpress, one store is already on vacation. It's very common. My understanding is that stores will shut down for a week or so to take time for the New Year's to have their own vacation. So we are getting to a point where a lot of these models may stop coming. Orders may get delayed or slowed down just because Chinese New Year is coming. And quite honestly, most of these models are made in China. Even the ones Metal Earth are originally made in China. So even for them, there'll be a bit of a hiccup coming up as the Chinese New Year rolls around. Seen it before, no big deal. Just they take a vacation for a little while. Why not? Don't we all need a vacation? Especially after the past year. Oof. Anyway, that's what I found this week. Might be some more out there. If there's something you think I've missed, certainly leave it in the comments. There's things I miss all the time. I try to find different things. There are a couple of stores I shy away from and don't mention. Steel Golem is one of them. I've had a couple of negative experiences with them, so I don't trust them, honestly, to actually deliver what you've ordered. So I don't mention stores like that, but I do try to find new stuff and bring it to you. There's a lot out there and it's easy to miss. And I'm starting to get back into the swing of things a little bit. I'm done with the part 1 of the Deadpool build video. I just need to upload it and get it out there. And render it and upload it and get it out there. So that's coming. Slowly getting back into things. I am having a small surgery next week. I've got some time off lined up. Hopefully it won't be a big deal. I still have a catheter in me for doing home dialysis, which I haven't had to do for months, and I seem to be holding my own. We've wanted to get it out for some time, but just COVID and everything going on, it took a long time to get it scheduled. And then the first time that they called me to schedule it, cases were back on the rise. They called like around Thanksgiving, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to the hospital. Bad enough I work there, I can protect myself, but to be a patient in the hospital where things can go wrong, they can. I decided not to, but at least in this area things are calming down. I've managed to get the COVID vaccine, which I've taken. I don't know if I'm building antibodies. I've gotten the first and second dose. Working in a hospital had that advantage. Hopefully it will protect me. I feel a little bit better about going into the hospital now, and this is something that needs to be done. So anyway, take some time off next week. Maybe I'll have some time to catch up a little bit with metal models, start building something new, finish off this Deadpool model. There's so much I want to do. I just don't have the time anymore. So moving slowly now. Anyway, little personal update of what's going on with me, a little bit with the channel. Hope to have part 1 of Deadpool out either this weekend or early next week, and part 2 shortly after that, and then I need to do a review video. Gonna leave it at that for this week. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you to my Patreon supporters for continuing to support this channel. And as always, keep on keeping on.